Alright, welcome back everyone. Our losers bracket round the third. The final match of this round. And we'll be moving on to the potential matches in the losers bracket round 4. But first we gotta figure out our fourth entrant into those matchups by determining a winner between New York and Colorado. Two teams that I think are pretty dead even, to be honest. I think this on paper looks to be a pretty good matchup in my own humble opinion. Got a couple teams with some strong players. You've got New York with Takedo, Caceres, Junjo, Toki, Dirk, and Akamatsu. You've got Colorado with Fancy Lads, Toge, OP, Winrar, Dead Zone, Kurisu, and Cheer. Colorado, of course, getting went from the 8th seed matchup a couple weeks ago to the 10 seed matchup here. And getting right into their warm-ups, we'll be seeing a little jellyfish jam here today. I can switch on over, let you guys watch their warm-ups as we get things started in the matchup. Winner of this will take on Team Stateless. That match set for this evening at 1 UTC, 9 p.m. Eastern. Our other matchup already set, Texas versus Washington, as Texas took down Illinois just a little bit ago this morning, early afternoon. Washington, of course, taking down Massachusetts last night. So that one, the lowest remaining seed, Washington, the 18th seed, against the 5th seeded Texas, highest seeded team in this week of the losers bracket. That one will be at midnight UTC, 8 p.m. Eastern. And New York versus Colorado to determine that last spot, as we said. I think a lot of this one is going to rest on Mr. I Am a Fancy Lad himself. For the Colorado side, he has been their star player. He is their star player. He's the one they're going to be relying on, I think, to try to carry through this match. On the other side, New York, they've got Toki, they've got Takedo, they've got some firepower of their own, they've got some star power of their own, and that's a squad that I think is a little better this year, a little stronger roster here in 2020 than they have been in years past, and the results looking to show it. They can advance on past Colorado here, get into the losers bracket round 4. That would be a pretty solid result for them, and a winnable matchup absolutely against Stateless would await them. Of course, if they do win that and move on, they're faced with South California next week, so good luck to whoever wins that match. Gets to take on SoCal Death Squad that was defeated by Ohio last night. This one, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be chill. You know, we had a little bit of drama going on in the Colorado versus Oregon match last week, and to try to avoid that here today, I think all things should be set. We've got Yaz making her first appearance in USC this year, I believe. I don't think she's reffed a match yet so far. So, welcome to the referee gang once again. Everybody's favorite referee here in the tournament scene. Colorado going to be victorious on the first warm-up. Jellyfish Jam. Winrar top scoring because he is a SpongeBob fan. Top scoring by a pretty sizable margin over everybody except Dead Zone, who he beat by 1,000 points. Of course, Wisp does win. We get Chitoge OP and his infamous smoke tactics, where he has smoke just kind of bound to his click buttons. You know, that's always fun to watch. And we get Quavo as the second warm-up. Quavo! Let's go, dude. I love Quavo. Anybody else out here? Quavo gang? Oh, are we not actually playing Quavo? Come on, man. I was so excited for Quavo. I think we need more funny, like, semi-meme. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Sent from my iPod recorder. Holy moly, dude. This might, is this like, I wonder which, I don't know which diff this is. I still have the original diff of this from when Vinxis uploaded it as a joke like 3 years ago, and then somebody brought it back and ranked the set a couple months ago. That was like OG. If you have the original Vinxis map of this, dude, you're actually like a gamer. Because this map slaps. Yeah, this is, let's see, whose map of this is this? This is the Wafer top diff, okay. Well, we rank 1 hidden hard rock gamer on this particular map. Let me, I'm gonna help you out, Mr. Stacker Joe. Let me go into my folder here real quick and see if I can find it real quick. To send from my iPod recorder. What? Where is it? Wait, I'm searching. I know I have it. I know I have it. There's no way I would have deleted it. I'm gonna be really mad at myself if I deleted it. If I can find it, I will upload it to some file hosting site or other. I actually, my system can't find it. It can only find this set. I'm gonna be mad. I can't find it! This is depressing. Chitoge is a robot. How does he play with smoke? Because he has the, he has smoke skinned out. It's just like a transparent element. So it doesn't actually affect him at all. It's only noticeable to people that are spectating him that have smoke enabled. Yeah, it's the Vinxis one. Like the OG Vinxis one. Oh, wait. Hang on. I think I found it. Is it? Oh, sorry. Ah, yep, that's it though. Okay, it's sent from my iPod recorder. No video, and for some reason it didn't come up when I first. 7-zip. Add to archive. Oh my god, this is scuffed. Dot OSC. As soon as this uploads, I will link it in the chat. This should be the OG. There you go. Oh, well, that link doesn't work very well. You can manually copy and paste it. It'll be fine. Meanwhile, let's see. New York won the roll. At first ban, second pick. First ban is going to be Double Time the Second. So that is, of course, In a Night When Her Sorrow Resounds Around. New York choosing to ban the Speedy DT pick. Actually, this set has the Kirito versus Asuna diff in it. I think it's the extra and the insane diff that are like the Vinxis maps of this that aren't in the ranked set. Memory serves. Yeah. Also, I don't know what the diff names mean in the rank set. Osu's another Yui. Osu's insane Agil. I don't know what Osu apostrophe, like usually it's a, I wonder if that's dead code, or IO exception I mean, and they're CEO of Osu. Maybe that's what that means. I'm gonna assume that's what that means. Noma 2 band coming in from Colorado. Goodbye, Kokoshineko Midori. We really haven't been seeing that one played all that much, once or twice at most over the course of the weekend so far. Nobody liking the stream map this week. Nobody likes the stream maps in this tournament. It was 0% pick rate last week, and it's getting avoided a lot this week as well. Nobody wants to play Nomad 2s. Into the second ban from Colorado, following Nomad 4 is the second ban from New York. So those are going to be, of course, Proof of the Existence banned from Colorado and Tie My Rope banned from New York. I like Proof of the Existence. I think it's cool. I'm sad that they banned it. I guess people feel like it's a little bit RNG. That second drop is really hard. Those patterns are very, very tricky. God. But yeah, it's a pretty tough map. And Nomad 3, the first map. Nomad 3, the first pick from Colorado. Aaron must be loving this one up. Yeah, dude. Sent from my iPod recorder is, in fact, my favorite song, too. But first pick is going to come in. It is going to be in Labyrinth of Darkness. That is the Mun's Extreme difficulty. This is a map. It's not Nelv, so it's, you know, good. But it is still very tricky sliders. If you're not a tech map player, you might not have the greatest of time. I think this is a good pick here for Colorado. Ugh, excuse me. We'll see what they decide to do for their picks. I don't know. You know, you got a guy like Fancy Lad on your team who's good at everything, but I think that almost means you might avoid kind of the mechanics maps and let Fancy Lad Kurisu kind of play the gimmicky picks and avoid mechanics maps, because guys like Toki and Takedo are so good at the mechanics maps. Nomad 2 last week was Rise of the Chaos Wizards. That was our quarterfinals Nomad 2. And it was literally 0% pick rate. Not a single team played it. For this and other info on previous map pools and their picks, go ahead and hit ! statistics in the chat to check out the pick ban statistics, as well as all the scores from all the players over the course of the last couple of weeks. I'm gonna shill for my own spreadsheets here. I don't think Chaos Wizards is that bad of a song personally, but you know, it's just me. I unironically, like, I think Glory Hammer makes some funny songs. It's like if Dragon Force didn't take themselves so seriously, you know? But it's going to be Labyrinth of Darkness, the pick here. Chaos Raids, Junjo, Toki taking on Fancy Lad, Winrar, and Kurisu. I believe this was the first pick in SoCal versus Ohio last night. We did see Vaxe coming in, FCing that. See who performs on it today. Eyes on Fancy Lad, eyes on Toki here, I think, for these particular couple of rosters. And the first break is going to come from Junjo. That first fast slider is kind of like a Nelv moment a little bit, because it just comes out of nowhere. Fortunately, a break that early isn't going to have too big of an effect. This is a very short map, but it hasn't gotten hard yet. That's 3 breaks all at once. That's Chaos Raids, Toki, and Winrar all missing. So Colorado with the advantage. Fancy Lad and Kurisu holding on to their full combos as we get into Slider Hell. And I think this is just going to be going to Colorado at this point. It's a couple 100,000 point lead already. Chaos Raids finding another break, as well as Junjo. Kurisu does break the FC for Colorado, leaving just Fancy Lad alone as the only FC left in the lobby. But, yeah, Fancy Lad's having a good time here. No, just kidding. Why do I talk? Why do I say words verbally? Why do I make noises? Oh well. There's no real combo anywhere. Chaos Raid's breaking his longest combo in the map, so Colorado gonna do fine. Will we see the Woey theory from Fancy Lad? The Fancy Lad theory. S rank every map with 600, 800k score. I am prepared. Also, Chaos Raids and WinRAR shoutouts to their scores being 300 points apart. 372, 373. Colorado, though, going to be the winners on their first pick here, taking a 1-0 lead to start things off pretty comfortably on that one. About a 430,000 point victory, largely on the back of Fancy Lad's 731k best performance in the lobby by a couple 100,000 points. As it turns out, Fancy Lad is very good at the circle clicking business. He's come a very long way to become a star in the tourney scene. And you guys are gonna hear some typing. First pick coming in here from New York is going to be double time #1. Utsuki Corona. This has been a very popular DT pick over the course of these matches this weekend. 233 BPM, finger control speed pick. I guess 233 BPM and speed are kind of at odds with one another, but you understand what I'm getting at, hopefully. This is New York going out with the mechanics pick early on here. See how it goes for them. And tie it up 1-1 with their first pick. All right, into the map we go here. Chitoge OP in, so you get to see some nice smoke on your screen. Big fan of the smoke. Really accuracy advantage to Colorado, backed by Fancy Lad's continued SS, but New York really not that far behind. Just the 95% from Chaos Raids holding them back a tad bit. But the break from Toki is going to be traded back with a break from WinRAR for Colorado, so still going to stay pretty much dead even for now. Just like you said, the accuracy advantage. However, Takedo finding a break for New York. That will be a little bit more damaging. Fancy Lad and Chitoge still holding on to their FCs. Dropping a little bit of accuracy as Fancy Lad, but still holding on just fine. And the combo is going to be, of course, what really matters into the chorus here. So Chaos Raid's going to do what he can to try to hold his own against the onslaught of both Fancy Lad and Chitoge OP. Lead is holding relatively steady. Chitoge OP does find a break as well. So combo advantage actually ever so slightly in favor of New York. Just kidding, as Toki breaks as well. We've got WinRAR almost dead even with Takedo, Fancy Lad dead even with Chaos Raids. Chitoge OP just a bit ahead of Toki in combo by about 130, so it's going to be Colorado with a slim lead. As you see, it's about 50,000 points is all that's separating the two teams. And Chitoge finding a break, that's going to be harmful, you could say. Harmful to the Colorado effort here. Combo advantage to New York. As long as Chaos Raids continues to hold on, New York should be able to take this point, and the lead will flicker back over to them here shortly going into the next chorus. Chitoge OP starting to have quite a bit of trouble now, as well as WinRAR. Meanwhile, Chaos Raids, Taquito, Toki all holding on to some combo. There goes Chaos Raids, though. I don't think it's going to matter. Taquito and Toki have a lot of combo, but Fancy Lad is going to try and drag Colorado to the finish line on this one as best he can. Oh, there's the break from Toki. That gives Colorado the advantage right back. And it is going to be the Fancy Lad carry here. Or is it? Did he? Wow. Okay, he did not break. I thought that was a Bancho miss, and it was. That might have been a real miss, though. I don't know. Oh, this is going to come right down to the ending, and my goodness, that is a New York point. 5,000 points in the last few seconds. 4,983 points separating the teams. The very late break from Fancy Lad proved to be enough to allow New York to hold on by the barest of margins. And so 1-1. Well, you hate to see it. Fancy Lad had the opportunity to just carry Colorado, and he almost managed to do it. Instead, New York escapes by the skin of their teeth, and Colorado goes on to pick Nomad 6. So we will once again get to see Wake Up While Sleeping. Feels like this one's been coming up a whole bunch. Slider aim, everyone's favorite. Bring Kurisu back in, designated secondary gimmick map player with Fancy Lad, it seems. New York has Junjo, Toki, Taquito in. Should be their roster, I think, unless Chaos Raid switches back. Which he does. Good morning to Dada, who has just woken up from sleeping. So it's like we should be set here. Chaos Raids, Toki, Taquito against Fancy Lad, Winrar, and Kurisu. Colorado looked pretty good on the first slider tech pick. And they'll try to replicate that performance with their second pick. And just waiting on the players to ready up, I think, because we do have 6 people in the lobby. I think we should be good to go here. Let's see if Fancy Lad can pull out the FC. Is this a Cappy moment? Will this be a Cappy moment? In we go. Number 3. It is time to game. I hope y'all are ready to see some shit, because this map just goes. This is a Fancy Lad theory map. Yeah, actually, Fancy Lad so far, 2 maps, 2 S ranks. See if he can get 3 in a row. If there was, like, both of these maps that Colorado has picked are S-rank maps, so he can potentially continue that trend. And here we go. And he has already found 1 slider break, as has everyone else except for Taquito. Fancy Lad with the tactical int. Trying to get the nerves out of the way early on, but some other players having some trouble. Winrar with another breakthrough, and Kurisu with a Bancho miss. Taquito still holding on to the only FC left. Quite impressive stuff from him as Toki backs him up as well. Pretty solid combo here from the New York squad. Fancy Lad and WinRAR doing what they can, but WinRAR finding another break, so this is going to be going the way of New York here pretty severely. And we will hit the halfway mark break with a small lead, maybe about 52,000 points here. The margin, New York just up by a little tiny bit, but it's very close. WinRAR, I need to pee. Thank you. So does everyone else who has ever played in a tournament. Is this song not just Impulse short version? Yeah, this is actually Impulse. So Taquito and Toki can hold on to these combos. New York will be all right in this. Their lead's going to get extended out just a bit more in this slow section. Fancy Lad's going to do everything he can here to try and keep Colorado alive in this pick, but he needs some help from his backup players with Kurisu and WinRAR. Meanwhile, New York, though, still looking pretty strong as Taquito and Toki continue to hold their combo. And this one's going to be getting out of reach here unless those two break, and soon for New York. But instead it's WinRAR breaking for Colorado. That might have just ended the pick. That might be New York with a break point here on their hands. Let's see. We come into the last moments of the pick. It is going to be a break from Toki near the very end, but he did his part, and New York is going to have a break point for their efforts, and the Fancy Lad method is still alive, as that is another slider break S rank. It is 3 in a row now for Fancy Lad. And he even Wowie theoried that one. Actual Wowie theory, live on stream. 600, 800k, but an S rank. Fancy Lad. Very unlucky, the early slider break. But big combo from Taquito. Really well played from him. Toki with a great combo. Not the best of accuracy, 89%, but it was enough on that pick. So we've got the Wowie theory, we've got the Fancy Lad method, we've got Knight of Knights Free Mod 3 being picked here. Why is the semi-text red? Why not, man? Does this map even have any sliders? I guess it has some, right? You could, I mean, if Fancy Lad S ranks this without FCing it, like, I would legitimately be impressed. That would be a pretty sick play. I genuinely don't know who plays what mods in this one. Unless you go like Fancy Lad, Hard Rock, WinRAR, Hidden, Dead Zone, Easy. I think Taquito plays Hidden for New York. I don't know who of Junjo and Toki plays Hard Rock. This is an FL map. We have not seen a flashlight or an easy on this pick yet. It's actually just been pretty much standard mods, I think, every time it's been played. And this time around, it is going to be, indeed, Fancy Lad, Hard Rock, WinRAR, Hidden, Dead Zone, No Mod. And we're going to have Toki, Hard Rock, Taquito, Hidden, and Junjo, No Mod. So basically what you would expect here. I was somehow mostly right. Alright, well, if Fancy Lad S ranks this with Hard Rock, I think that would be the first time that would have happened this round. It'd be a very impressive play. I expect no less of the lad himself. And into the main rhythm we will go. Not a break as of yet, except for Toki just finding a miss as I say that. Lead looking like it'll shift over to Colorado here. Junjo was holding some high accuracy, keeping New York in the lead just a second or two longer than they may have otherwise, but Colorado with the combo advantage by about 170 as we find a little banjo lag. All three members of Colorado looking pretty strong in the early stages of this pick. Everybody's favorite rhythm map right here. There's those sliders. Okay, so there are actually like enough. You could slider break on one of those, but it'd be really depressing. Can you imagine if you actually slider broke on one of these sliders after FCing to that point of the map? That would be tragic. Things still going well for Colorado as we enter the next like actual part of the map. I don't know how otherwise to describe it. Winrar looking very solid, but maybe a little bit shaky. We'll have to keep an eye on how his cursor control looks. Dead Zoned has kind of a weird playstyle going on. He finds a slider break. It actually happened. Oh no, Dead Zone breaking on the bus slider. Fancy Lad meanwhile still holding on to the 98% AC Hard Rock FC, but the lead is going to go over to New York as they have a lot of combo. They do have 2 FCs to 2, and now a big combo lead with Toki almost at 800 versus Dead Zone down around 200. New York needs to find a break if Colorado wants to have a chance, and there goes Fancy Lad. So the Fancy Lad method has been broken. Toki breaking at the same time, but that is worse off for Colorado than it is for New York, who do still have 2 FCs intact on Junjo and Taquito. Meanwhile, Winrar doing what he can on his hidden play, but Dead Zone and Fancy Lad quite a long way behind. And Dead Zoned with the break, as well as Winrar. This one is now over and done with. Something, something, bread and mustard. It's a grand salami, something, something. So now just going to be a matter of whether Taquito can close out the FC, because the outcome of this map is a foregone conclusion at this point, and Taquito looking like he is going to get the FC as long as he doesn't break on something silly at the very end here. And that is... he broke on something silly at the end! He actually S-ranked! Oh, you hate to see it. Mr. Taquito with the slider break on the slider that is the second to last object of that map. Not CNFC. Fancy Lad with the 1 miss. So much for his S rank streak. 3 out of 3 is too easy, by the way. That is 3-1 lead for New York. Colorado now a little bit on the back foot, and they will go into the DT pool themselves, dipping their toes in right into the deep end. Agony Ecstasy Air 10.3, 260 BPM pitchy fat map. Very short one, just 1:43 seconds on this pick. New York picking Corona, winning it. And we will now see Colorado picking their own DT. We'll see if it goes as well for them as Corona did for New York. And it looks like we are set to go. So it's going to be Chaos Raids, Toki, Taquito, taking on Fancy Lad, Dead Zoned, and Chitoge OP. We'll see if Colorado can get back into the swing of things here. They do not want to drop a 4th point in a row. But I think this is once again going to be a pretty contested pick. And we talked about New York maybe favoring the mechanics maps a little bit over Colorado, but we also saw them successful on the low AR small circle size free mod, so who knows, you know? This one quite speedy. Keeps you on your toes, 10.3 at that BPM, and Dead Zone gonna be the early break. You know, we've talked about how he's become a very strong low AR player, used to be a DT player, but maybe that skill set just not quite stuck with him anymore as he's having a lot of trouble with the accuracy. However, it is gonna be a break from Chaos Raids over on the New York side. So it's going to be traded between those two, as well as Chitoge OP finding a miss. Taquito and Toki still holding on to the full combos, as well as Fancy Lad, who does have about tied, slightly behind the best accuracy in the lobby. Taquito, 98.58, Fancy Lad, 98.38, as we get a little Bancho lag. Dead Zone just really struggling with the accuracy, though. 86%, and another break for him and Chitoge. I don't know what this pick was from Colorado, because this is not going well for them at all. Those two having a lot of trouble keeping any sort of combo and accuracy alive. Another break for Dead Zone, as well as Cast Raids. Taquito does finally break his full combo. It's gonna be Fancy Lad versus Toki, the two FCs, but it's a 500k lead for New York, so they're gonna feel pretty okay at this point, especially with Chitoge OP and Dead Zone both breaking once again. This is pretty much over now. There's not anything Fancy Lad can do. He's gonna look like he'll finish up with a very strong performance on this play, but Toki is gonna match him, and Taquito and Cast Raids both outperforming Dead Zone and Chitoge OP. Will mean that New York is going to have another break point here and a 4-1 lead. Things just not going well for Colorado at all. Toki with the FC, about 1% worse accuracy than Fancy Lad, who did put up the best score in the lobby, but Dead Zone, man, not even able to reach 200k. I think that was a bit of a mispick there for Colorado. Fancy Lad with the oops in chat. Yeah, little bit of a mispick there, I think. Did not go the way of Colorado. New York looking pretty good today. We go Hard Rock 1? Instead it's gonna be Free Mod 1. Well, I had the one part right. I had the fact that Hard Rock would be involved, right? Does that count for something? That counts for something. It has to count for something. Please tell me it counts for something. Kukiri Kigaku, sorry. Kukiri Kigaku Shonen to Shoujo to Shonen no Uta. This title, man, I just cannot. Quite the tongue twister. So this is the very lengthy, kind of awkward aim, strange slider aim free mod pick.
Hey, man.
Oh my god, is that Eric?
It is.
Is that Eric Osu? You're just in time. 4-1 lead for New York. Eric decides to show up. Are you going to be the Colorado buff that they needed to try and bring this one back?
I don't know, man. I just saw the DT pick. Did not look very good for them.
Yeah, Colorado kind of ran it down on that, other than Fancy Lad. Like, Dead Zone actually hard-inted He would probably get like reported. I think 180K is reportable. So yeah, welcome Eric to the stream. Good morning. I hope you slept well, considering you got up at about 3:15 p.m.
Ooh,
Maybe
amazing
later.
sleep.
Maybe later.
Just
Did you guys get all the rain that we got up here?
yes, I think it was mostly in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, it rained like early morning into mid-morning into early afternoon. Like it just rained for a while.
Monsoon season exists for Americans as well.
Let's go, dude. So we've got aerodynamic boys and girls poem. The map. Apparently that's what this translates to.
Really?
I guess Kukiri Kigaku must mean aerodynamic, because Shoujo Shonen obviously would be boys and girls. Uta is... I thought Uta was more like story, but I guess poem. And Colorado kind of hinting this one.
Yeah, New York with already a pretty decent advantage.
Oh, Windward and Fates both got slow slidered. It's not even a slow slider, and they got slow slidered. Well, this was the New York pick. I suppose they picked it for a reason. You've got Taquito,
wow,
who...
Colorado's dead.
Colorado's actually hard inting. I don't know what's going on with them today. They're better than this.
It's... yeah.
I really am not sure what's going on. This is not the Colorado I'm used to seeing, but this is the Taquito I'm used to seeing. The hidden SS through the first third.
I mean, there's not much to say, honestly. This map is pretty much over already.
I mean, Toki did just break, but yeah, I think it's actually, it's like, they're almost doubling Colorado's score right now. And Dead Zoned is just chain missing. He's at 92% act. WinRAR is... What? I genuinely... Like, I know Colorado is better than this. I don't know what's going on.
It's the 19 UTC method.
Let's see. They're UTC minus 6 there?
Yeah, 6.
It's only... I mean, it's like 1 p.m. It's 1:45 p.m.
Fancy
Toki
gets slidered again.
Toki got slidered as well. You know, Taquito's still assessing halfway through. The LOL from everyone on Colorado. Tablet broken.
Yeah, tablet is kind of broken compared to mouse. Haha.
XD. The Fancy Lad method. I like the Wowie theory more than the Fancy Lad method at this point. All right, well, I wonder what tablet broken exactly means. Like, is he playing with mouse right now? I can't really tell from his cursor movement.
I don't think he is.
Yet half his area just die. I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? How does half of your area die? You can't aim the... I don't... How does that work? I've never heard of that happening before.
Tablet players, man.
No, like I've... Oh, okay, well... This is actually over. So did you get to hear about the Wowie theory? You were probably asleep for the Wowie theory, weren't you?
Yeah.
So Illinois versus Texas, Wowie got between 600 and 800K on every single map. Never lower, never higher.
That is... Huh.
Yeah, it was really funny. So it got... So I guess Minwoo had discussed it in like Texas chat, and so mentioned it during the match. Oh, Taquito loses FC. No. So Minwoo mentioned it during the match, and we started kind of latching on because it just kept happening. Like the last map they played, Hard Rock 1, Wowie was like, he broke early and he was FCing into the last Ki. After that, he would have had like 800K, and then he just died in the last Ki and ended up getting 700K. And we're just like, oh my god, it's the Wowie theory, and it works. This is really one-sided. This is just depressing.
Yeah.
Colorado isn't even gonna... Is Colorado gonna reach 1 million points? Wow, they didn't even reach 1 million points.
So, pretty good pick from New York.
That was... Yeah. Wow. Well, Colorado is going to die. It would appear. You get to be here. You get to be here for 2 maps. Thank you.
It is match point, my dude.
Dance All Night is going to be the selection from Colorado as they try to stay alive at least 1 map longer in the tournament, because of course if they lose the next map, they are eliminated. Boy, New York versus Stateless? Anybody else hyped for New York versus Stateless if that happens? That'd be such a good match.
That is going to be fun to watch, yeah.
I think both of the losers bracket round 4 matches should be really good. Texas versus a Washington team that's looked really good. Stateless versus New York. This tournament is so weird this year, man. North California eliminated. SoCal dropped a losers bracket. The winners final is Ohio versus Virginia. Like, I don't even know what's going on.
I remember when you said SoCal would just destroy the whole tournament.
Okay, I think everybody said that, and I don't think anybody anticipated them inting against Ohio. I also didn't think anybody anticipated Ohio literally going God mode.
Yeah, that's true.
Ohio played at a freaking ludicrous level last night. Washington will win. This is a Conrad Mitten pool. Honestly, true. Conrad pool be that way.
Dude, last week was the Conrad pool as well.
Yep.
I know firsthand.
No, last week against you was a Verterix pool. Hard Rock 1 and Nomad 1?
Yeah,
that was a Verterix
yeah.
pool, man. Hoping for a not California winner this year. Well,
it looks decently likely
there's
at
a
this
chance. I think it depends on what the finals pool is like, because wait, I don't think Texas Washington winner versus Florida is hard to predict, because Florida didn't look very good against Virginia, in all honesty. I did not think they played that well last night.
I agree.
But if Florida can get their act together and their usual USC buff comes into play, their match against the Texas-Washington winner will be really good. I don't know if either of those teams beat SoCal on a finals pool, but we'll see. And I don't think anybody beats SoCal on a grand finals pool is the problem, because they outscale everyone if Idke and Vax they actually like practice.
Taquito and Dead Zone with early breaks, but slight combo lead for Colorado.
I like Neto showing up, talking about applying mods. Yeah, the DC1 wasn't updated for like 4 months, and then he randomly updates it yesterday morning. Thanks a lot, man. Luckily, it didn't change anything noticeable.
Fancy Lad gonna break as well as
Fancy Lad and Toki both missing. It's Dead Zone. Oh my god, everyone just died.
There is no combo.
There's no combo above 100. Okay, well, can Taquito carry with his 100 combo?
I doubt.
Taquito,
sure,
okay, honestly, if Taquito like FCs, he can technically carry with his current combo. Okay, well, he broke.
He breaks.
Why is everyone dead?
The Fancy Lad theory.
This map is actually apparently cursed. Everybody's kind of running it again, except for like Fancy Lad and Toki are kind of not running it. Actually, if Fancy Lad breaks, Toki can potentially try to do something, but it's a little late now.
And with that break.
All right, so there's another point up for Colorado. Their second point on the board at long last after losing 5 points in a row.
Woo!
Finally, Fancy Lad method.
I get to see at least 3 maps.
Stateless is a good meme, but I'd prefer getting 32 teams next year somehow. Man, we weren't even close. It was hard just to get 23 teams plus Stateless. There's a lot of states that just don't have players. I mean, like the entire like northern, like Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, that whole area just, and Wyoming, that whole area just gets no signups at all. I think there were like 3 signups. There were, or maybe 2. Because Duplication is Montana, Sage is Minnesota. I think Minnesota might have gotten like 2 signups. Guam joined Stateless when? I mean, if Guam wanted to join Stateless, they could. On Puerto Rico, what's the other one? There's like 2 other territories that would be allowed to play.
Virgin Islands?
Yeah, USVI. All right, DT4 is going to be the next pick here for New York. Much different than the other DTs that were played. Obviously, this one is that kind of swing rhythm, strange kind of stuff. And I think a map that can really... It kind of feels like RNG just because it's so short. The song is the kind that you snap your fingers to the whole time. Honestly, true.
Zone says, just snapped my spine. That's
Dude,
very sad to hear.
do you want to hear something kind of embarrassing? So, like, the other day I was getting dressed and I went to pull up my shorts and I hurt my back.
Dude, it's because you're old.
I'm
Sorry,
really
man.
fucking old. And now it like hurts to like roll over in bed.
Aw.
I went for like a week just taking 800 milligram Motrin every day, and it would get me through like work. And then it like
Jeez.
got worse again. It's really not fun.
Back pain at age 27. Aaron gets senior discounts at Chick-fil-A.
Honestly,
Thoughts?
I would be okay with that if we had a Chick-fil-A around here anywhere, but we don't. Sag. You have a Chick-fil-A down near you, don't you?
Yep, there is one in Somerset.
All right.
I don't know
Wait,
if you
in Somerset? Really?
Yeah.
Wait, where in Somerset is it?
know. Third floor. I think.
Oh, okay. All right. That would make sense. I haven't been down there in a while, so probably I forgot if it's all the way up there. I miss Somerset. Wait, is William Osu been from Michigan to go to Somerset?
Oh snap!
I
To
usually when
Michigan.
I go to Somerset, it's to go to Capitol Grill, like for birthday dinners and stuff. That's like my
Never been
family's.
there.
That's like my family's birthday dinner tradition is going to Capitol Grill. Their food's insane. It's so good. We'll go to like REI across the street.
Oh yeah.
REI is such a cool store. If you're into that sort of stuff, I know probably this being an Osu chat, people probably aren't because it's all like outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah.
But...
Hiking and stuff, man.
All
Taquito gonna break.
right, well, that's the map over.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like unironically the map over because if you break at halfway in this pick, you can literally get 650k max. Although Kurisu finding a break as well. If Fancy Light or Dead Zone were to break pretty soon, this would be winnable for New York, but it would have to be quickly. And this is not a map that Fancy Lad misses on. Kurisu having some trouble, but the break from Toki comes in once again. Ito with the miss, Dead Zoned as well. So it's Fancy Lad with the only FC, and he does it. Good job, Fancy Lad.
Good job, Fancy Lad.
I honestly, I think that was a bit of a mispick from New York, to be honest, because it's not a mechanics DT map. Like, the other DTs that were played were mechanics DT maps, right? You need some speed and finger control on Corona, and you need some, like, speed and high AR reading for Agony and Ecstasy. This is just, like, swing rhythm, weird aim. That is a Sag reverse choke. For
Comeback of the century.
I mean,
If that happens, dude, it's the me effect.
if there were any match that was going to be like a comeback match, it could be this one. Colorado has like this weird skill set that they can just kind of randomly win maps. I need context on Sag. There's no context, it's just Sag. If you've never been Sag before, I guess you wouldn't understand, but it's just Sag.
What if Stacker Joe does not have FFZ?
Then I don't know why he's using Twitch.
True.
Somebody just messaged me asking if I'm looking for staff right now. I don't know what tournament he's talking about. He provided no context at all. Are you looking for staff right now? I suspect it's maybe 4WC, because that's the only one that's like upcoming that's not already going on.
I think Cali's as well. Actually, I don't know.
I'm not in Cali's though.
Yeah.
Yo, Humanly, finally.
Oh, yes.
I just love this song. This song is so good. It's a bop. It's a sour, please.
The funny thing is, I don't have FFZ.
Ah, well there you go. Just Google Sag and you'll see what it looks like, I guess. It's Sag. I don't know how they decided on that for the name for it, but whatever.
It's a good name. IMO.
Yeah. It's like a nice thing to say. I don't know how to phrase that better, but like when you say Sag, it's just kind of nice. Wait, it's in the USC server? Did Dada add it to the USC server? Or oh, it was just in that announcements post. That's right. Because Chillier donated me Nitro, so now I can use Sag everywhere.
Yo, let's go.
Oh, Dada actually added it as well. Okay. I didn't know it had been added. I've only tried to use it in other servers. Well, I don't actually know who wins this map in this matchup. I think
kind of RNG.
I think Toki and Fancy Lad both do pretty well on it. It was pinging me. Who is Pundice God and why did? Okay. Pundice _ God Osu. I don't know who this is. Somebody needs to tell me who this is. Gabby Baby 05. I have no idea who that is.
Is this the speed map? XD?
I'm gonna hit him with the flush. Yes, this is the speed map. Can we add Gladge? Gladge. I mean, if you want to add Gladge, be my guest. Unless you mean on Twitch, in which case, it's, yeah, I'll just have to go to FFC and do it. And you know, right, like, this is not a speed map per se. It is a high BPM, like, aim map, but it's not a speed map.
Yeah.
I think this can really go either way, as we said, but Junjo gonna 4-miss that entire pattern. I don't know if it was note lock, missed the first note, and it was just gone.
I can't believe note lock exists in 2020.
Yeah, I too have seen that template, and I too have said that note lock needs to be removed from the game. Kurisu and Dead Zone, though, both gonna find a couple breaks. Fancy Lad gonna be the one left on Colorado, trying to do what he can, but the carry is Taquito and Toki for New York, putting in work here with their continued double FC.
Yeah, Kurisu and Dead Zone not having the best of times on this map.
Yeah, Kurisu and Dead Zone have kind of fallen off here. Junjo finding another break, but as long as Taquito and Toki keep up for just like a little bit longer, this one's gonna get out of hand in a pretty rapid fashion. God, this song is so good though. If you're gonna go out, I guess at least go out on a banger, huh?
That is very true.
What did you, I don't remember what you guys went out. It was Nomad 1, wasn't it?
Yes.
Which was a banger. Which was a banger, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you don't want to lose, but
yeah, probably don't want to lose, especially on Nomad 1.
Boy, Taquito and Toki, 99.48, 99.79, double FCing.
Pretty good performance.
That's all right. Stateless is currently shaking at the thought of this map. I think this is now getting banned. Taquito even hit the star jumps. Actually, so did Junjo.
Toki died, but
Fancy Lad is like, Fancy Lad is sad right now because he's still FCing and it just doesn't matter.
yeah, it's gonna be GG, I think, at this point.
Yeah, Taquito, like literally the entirety of New York would have to completely like just stop playing. Fancy Lad would have to FC, and Dead Zone and Kurisu would have to have good combo through the ending. Like it would, strictly speaking, have been possible, but I don't think it is anymore now.
Yeah, completely agree.
Stateless match is midnight UTC? No, 1 a.m. UTC. And into the ending, we're gonna go Taquito, finding another break here, but just doesn't matter at this point. Man, poor Fancy Lad. What more can he do, honestly? Okay, Fancy. All right, well,
Wow.
if you're going to go out with a bang. He does FC, but it does not matter because New York was too strong. Keto with the very solid accuracy 4 miss. Toki with the slightly less great accuracy 4 miss as well.
Mr.
Fancy,
Sushi Chef.
Fancy is currently Sag. That is a really nice FC, and it doesn't matter.
But GG's to both sides. New York gonna win this one 6-3 and take on Stateless later tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. New York versus Stateless, Texas versus Washington are matchups set for this evening. I think those should be good. I think they will be fun. I hope you will all join us. Even you, Eric.
Hell yeah, brother.
So, thank you for watching. We'll be back in 4 hours for our losers bracket round 4 round matches. See you guys then.
Goodbye.